All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
We are a generous and welcoming people here in the United States, but those who enter the country illegally and those who employ them disrespect the rule of law, and they are showing disregard for those who are following the law. We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants in this.
Okay, what's going on, everybody? We are here, we're live. Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button because that's the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. What it does, that helps make sure that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get their notification, and it also helps to push this video through the YouTube algorithm as well. Secondly, if you're new to the channel, or maybe you've been ghost watching this channel for quite some time now, watching all my videos and my live streams, but not subscribing, please do me a favor and yourself the biggest favor by hitting that subscribe button, as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button, so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, please make sure you are following me on Telegram. That is extremely important to help circumvent social media censorship and shadow banning. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get the show started, because there are leaks in the mass deportation operation. Ladies and gentlemen, there are moles in the operation. It started with Chicago. What was it, about maybe a day or so before Trump's inauguration? And then last week, I remember hearing about the Aurora ICE raid that was supposed to occur, and it still did happen, right? Where they went after Tren de Aragua. And I remember hearing about the memo that came out, which was leaked, concerning the specific targets that were going to be hit in Aurora. I didn't have an opportunity to cover that at the time last week, but now lo and behold, here we are today. More leaks are happening. This time, leaks are occurring concerning targeted raids here in Los Angeles. And it's looking like by way of the FBI. That's what it's looking like, according to Tom Homan and Kristi Noem. So we're going to get into all that right now. This is completely ridiculous and getting out of control. Border Czar Tom Homan accuses FBI of leaking information about ICE raids, lives at risk. Let's jump into this very quickly. I'm only going to read about like 3 quick paragraphs, the first 3 right here. Then we're going to jump into some news clips. Border Czar Tom Homan accused the Federal Bureau of Investigation of leaking critical details about planned immigration raids, saying the agency is putting officers' lives at risk. Homan said the Department of Justice and Department of Homeland Security are investigating the leaks, which he said authorities are quite certain are coming from inside the FBI. Some of the information we are receiving tends to lead toward the FBI, he told Fox News host Sean Hannity on Monday night. I want to first get into this clip here and look at how completely ridiculous, insane, and nonsensical this is concerning the ICE raids that did occur in Aurora, despite the leaks coming out, right? Just check this out, and we're going to dissect this piece by piece. But in general, you know, when I say DNC lunatics, I definitely say it for a reason. And you're going to see that right now. Let's get into this first clip here.
Led to a handful of arrests, but no TDA gang members.
Let me start it from the top.
That led to a handful of arrests, but no TDA gang members. A stop at another apartment complex netted no arrests.
It seems like they were tipped off. They knew this was coming.
So yeah, I do get the impression that there were some intel leaks here, and I think that probably they did know we were coming, but we're still coming. And just because something leaks now and then it's not going to stop us.
This is the police. You have a warrant. Come out with your hands up.
Also on their radar, this previously deported Honduran illegal alien with pending local charges for strangulation, kidnapping, and possession of fentanyl.
Get the out of my neighborhood! Get out!
While activists yelled outside, agents recovered this stolen rifle from inside the man's home.
Let me explain something to you guys. Do you see these DNC lunatics on the other side of the street screaming and yelling and stuff like that? You can never underestimate stupid. Okay? You know, we have these talks, we have these conversations. We put this information out and this news out, and you would think to yourself, all things considered, how is it possible that anyone could ever even consider voting Democrat, for those of you who participate in the process, right? How? When you look at how badly they destroyed the country under Harris and Biden, you look at how badly they're destroying their own cities and neighborhoods, blew up the economy, created the migrant crisis, you think to yourself, how is it possible that anybody could even consider voting for them? But you can never underestimate stupid. They're sitting there watching ICE remove this Honduran illegal immigrant criminal with all these charges that are on him, convictions, I should say. They're walking out of the house with a stolen rifle that this guy had in there. Look at how big that is. And as they're doing this, these lunatics are on the other side of the street screaming and yelling at ICE. These people are literally saving their lives. And instead of being grateful for it, they're screaming and yelling at these people. You can never underestimate stupid. These people can't wait to vote in another DNC lunatic just to open the borders right back up again and to blow the economy up right all over again. They can't wait. They will do it in a heartbeat. So don't think that it's not possible. No, it's definitely possible. These people are out here. They're crazy, and they clearly don't care about anything.
And guys, officials told us they were planning to net triple-digit arrests as a result of this operation, possibly upwards of 200 people. ICE officials told me at the end of the day yesterday, they only had 30 arrests, only one of which was a confirmed Tren de Aragua gang member. It certainly felt like everybody knew this was coming, including the targets and the local media.
Did you hear what he said? They were looking at triple-digit arrests as it pertains to TDA members in Aurora, Colorado. That's almost the entire gang at that, but 300? And they went from 300 to 30 because of these leaks that came out, because they were tipped off and were able to get out of there ASAP before ICE could even show up.
Send it back to you.
And did the local media, did they get ahead of the operation?
They were everywhere we were, sometimes ahead of us, it felt like, along with some of the local activists. This raid was initially supposed to happen last week, guys, but two media outlets wrote articles announcing it. It got leaked to them. They wrote articles announcing that ICE was coming to the Aurora area to conduct a huge operation. ICE canceled that raid, moved it to this week, and everywhere we went, the local media was there, followed quickly by those anti-ICE activists. It definitely felt like people knew it was coming, and ICE officials told us the same.
All right.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Just about every operation that these guys have, there's a leak. From Chicago to Aurora, and now Los Angeles. Now, what I want to do real quick before we get into the Los Angeles leak, Tom Homan did speak on what happened here in Aurora, and I want to play some of what he had to say.
Trump border czar, Tom Homan. Look, Tom, I have so many questions. First of all, if they're shouting and helping these people get away with bullhorns, how is that legal to get help from the people in the streets? I know they can protest, but that's not what they're doing.
That's another thing, too. You didn't see that represented in the last video that I just played, but you can find these videos circulating online, particularly on X, right? During the Aurora raid, like you heard them say earlier, the local media, as well as the anti-ICE activists, were at the raid sites before ICE could even get there. And then when ICE shows up, these anti-ICE activists, whatever you want to call them, you know, these people are participating in treason as far as I'm concerned. They have literal bullhorns and they're shouting, ICE is coming, ICE is coming, ICE is coming, with bullhorns in their hand. This on some level has to be illegal. And Tom Homan's going to speak to that in just a moment. But I just wanted to just kind of clarify and, you know, confirm that, yes, though you didn't see that represented in the last video, this is real. They're running around with bullhorns before ICE could even get there, shouting, ICE is coming.
You're exactly right. When they come to they cross the line of impediment, and that's why I'm working very close, starting this morning with Department of Justice, and where do they cross that line of impediment? So they may find themselves in a pair of handcuffs very soon. So working with DOJ on that, get some legal guidance on that. I'm not an attorney. I know what SecOps is about. I know what crossing that line is, but getting DOJ back up on that. So it's something we're looking at right now, Harris. We're not going to tolerate it anymore. This is not a game. When we show up these sites, this is a dangerous job for the men and women of ICE and Border Patrol and all the DOJ agencies. To have that type of interference puts our officers at great risk. Not only the officers, it puts the aliens at great risk, because anything can happen when we take our eyes off the goal here. So we're addressing that immediately today. I'm addressing OPSEC today, operational security, how these leaks are happening. We've already identified how this operation got leaked. I'll deal with that today.
Interesting.
So, it's all about you know, controlling the message. I try to be transparent. I promise American people will be transparent with operations, but it's obvious. We can't be having all these different news outlets out there with us on various raids. Bill Malusian, great guy, but we got a lot of OPSEC concerns we're dealing with right now. But the leak, who we identified today, we'll deal with that today. But it's not a game. I want to put it out to whether it's Governor Phil Murphy or the rest of the people that who want to game this. It's not a joke. This is serious business, and they need to stop, or we won't prosecute them to the Department of Justice.
You know, I also want to make sure to say this too, is that I can't state enough and I can't highlight enough how unbelievably protected not only illegal immigrants are, but how unbelievably protected it seems that anti-ICE protesters, if that's what you want to call them, are. If there was any type, I'm in Los Angeles, right? And let's say the feds are coming for like Bloods or the Crips, you know, a particular neighborhood set for whatever reason being. If the feds come in and they see me tipping off Blood and Crip gang members, right? I don't have to be with them. I just need to be in the vicinity. And I'm saying, they're coming, they're coming. Hey, they're coming, they're coming, they're coming. I am going to get arrested so fast. Off top, I'm a gang member, even if I'm not. Even if I'm not. Off top, they're going to say, oh, okay, you're clearly one of them too. You're arrested. And if you're saying that you're not, well, oh well. Hope you got a good lawyer. It's up to you to figure that out in court. Good luck. How is it not the same for them? How is it not the same for them? I would immediately accuse off top. Like you saw all those goofy DNC lunatics standing outside of the apartments in Aurora, tipping off the TDA gang members that ICE was there. Off top, I would immediately accuse, you're all TDA gang members. You're all under arrest. You're coming with us. You're coming with us. Hopefully you got a good lawyer. Hopefully you got a good lawyer. You're saying you're not a TDA member? Okay. Hey, good luck. Good luck in court with that. Good luck in court with that, you know, and hopefully you can afford a good lawyer that can get you out of the situation. But you're under arrest too, because clearly you're one of them. Clearly. This is completely ridiculous and absurd. Ridiculous and absurd. So now what I want to do is jump into the LA ICE raid that was leaked. All right. I want to jump into the LA ICE raid that was leaked because it's Kristi Noem that actually blew the whistle on that concerning the LA ICE raid being possibly leaked by the FBI. So let's get into that next. But before we do that, please, if you haven't already, hit that like button. That's extremely important. Please hit the like button. If you're new to the channel watching me right now, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and make sure you are following me on Telegram at TD Media Group. That is extremely important to circumvent social media censorship and shadow banning. You won't have to worry about not getting a notification and YouTube playing games and unsubscribing you if you are following me on Telegram at TD Media Group. Link to my Telegrams in the description box below and pinned in the comment section as well once the stream is over. Let's get into this next.
Security Secretary Kristi Noem is calling.
Let me start it from the top.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is calling out the FBI, claiming the Bureau is responsible for leaking details about a major immigration enforcement operation planned for Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Times reported details on upcoming ICE raids in the city, citing anonymous sources who provided them intel. Kristi Noem shared their exclusive on X, saying the FBI is so corrupt. We will work with any and every agency to stop leaks and prosecute these crooked deep state agents to the fullest extent of the law. According to the LA Times report, the operation was expected to happen by the end of this month, and the Drug Enforcement Administration and the FBI were said to be assisting ICE. ICE has not issued a statement in response to the LA Times story, but Trump administration officials suggest leaks to the media on upcoming operations is putting law enforcement at risk.
There has to be some way too that these media outlets like the LA Times who are putting out these leaks should be held accountable. Everybody needs to get rounded up, man. I mean, let's just we just be honest. We just keep it about everybody needs to get rounded up. There needs to be mass roundups. We need mass round. Everybody's arrested. You're all arrested, and good luck in court. Because that did the sheer insanity behind knowing you have the information, you know that ICE is coming to this specific location, apartment complexes in said neighborhood to go after dangerous illegal immigrant criminal gang members. You know this and you have this information and you put it in the paper? What? Why would you do? How is that not illegal? How? I don't understand how that's not illegal. It's an active raid, an active bust to get the quote bad guys. And you put that out for everybody to see and hear and give these guys an opportunity to get away. How is that legal? It just doesn't make sense. And it just defies all logic. It truly defies logic. Here's what Pam Bondi had to say when she was at the Super Bowl, right? They asked her about, you know, these leaks that are going on. And I want to get into what she had to say.
Be a leak inside the House as it relates to DHS and some of the operations that they are attempting to carry out. What's your reaction to hearing about that? And what, if anything, can be done to mitigate that?
Well, if anyone leaks anything, people don't understand that jeopardizes the lives of our great men and women in law enforcement. And if you leaked it, we will find out who you are and we will come after you. And it's not going to stop our mission. It's not going to stop the president's mission to make America safe again. We were very clear with the lawsuit that we filed in Chicago that if you don't follow the law, you will be prosecuted by the Department of Justice.
And this is why, when you're talking about, hurry up and confirming Kash Patel and cleaning house within the U.S. government and doing all of these audits, quote, draining the swamp. This is why this is all so important. How could you be, if you're in the FBI, whatever your political beliefs are, whether you're Democrat, liberal, conservative, whatever, progressive, all that you would assume would go out of the window. Because at that point, if you're taking on the job, with taking on a job within the FBI. This is just about the security of the country, the security of citizens. You might have your political beliefs, and that's fine. You might disagree with certain things, and that's fine. But when you're a part of just law enforcement overall, it's about the safety of the people. And you're seeing here is that there are DNC lunatics within the FBI that are willing to put everybody's lives at risk for whatever their crazy lunatic political beliefs are. Because when you're putting these leaks out there, you have people out there that may be willing and ready, TDA members or any other, gang members or cartel members, willing and ready to ambush these ICE raids, these law enforcement in the midst of these ICE raids. And God forbid if you just so happen to be standing on a corner waiting for the bus in the middle of a shootout in between TDA and ICE. God forbid one of your family members are. And next thing you know, you or someone you love is out of here for no reason, because of recklessness, because of treason. It's ridiculous. I just it's even hard to speak on this and give any type of kind of commentary on it, because once again, this stuff just defies logic. I don't understand the mindset behind it. I don't understand the mindset behind it. It just truly defies logic. So now I want to get into, as we round things out, what Tom Homan had to say, right? Tom Homan had to say, because Tom Homan, he verified that what Kristi Noem stated is true, right? He verified Kristi Noem and the suspicion that particularly this FBI, the ICE raid in Los Angeles was leaked by the FBI. And I want to play what he had to say about that as we round things out and bring it to a close.
Law. Here with more is Trump administration border czar Tom Homan. Tom, where are these leaks coming from?
Well, look, we think it's coming from inside, and we know the first leak of Aurora is under current investigation. We think we identified that person under investigation right now. The California leak, Secretary Noem, she's correct. Some of the information we're receiving tends to lead toward the FBI. But I talked to the Deputy Attorney General all this weekend. They've opened up a criminal investigation, and they have promised that not only this person lose their job and lose their pension, they're going to go to jail. They're going to criminally prosecute. So we're all over it. We got the DHS IG investigating the first one. Have a pretty good idea what happened. Can't share a lot because it's under investigation, but the IG's opened up a criminal investigation on the second one. We're sending a strong message. It's just not, giving the bad guys a heads up so they can escape apprehension. Right? We're arresting, giving, the Venezuelan gang a heads up so we can't arrest them. You're putting officers' lives at risk. It's only a matter of time if we walk into a place where there's going to be a bad guy doesn't care. He's going to be sitting and wait for the officers to show up and ambush him. This is not a game. So DHS and DOJ are connected at hip to hold these people responsible in a criminal fashion.
So early indications are this is coming from our own FBI. How certain are you of that?
Information leading to that. Again, I'll let the Department of Justice do their own investigation. But again, I talked to the Deputy Attorney General this week, and they've opened up a criminal investigation. He thinks the information is coming from there also, so we'll let that investigation play out. But some of the leads point that way.
Draining the swamp is an understatement at this point. That's an understatement at this point. Cleaning house is an understatement at this point. This is sheer insanity. Because mind you, once again, they're going after gang members and essentially cartel, right? TDA, MS-13 cartel members. That's who they're going after right now. They're not going to like the local Home Depot and just snatching folks up. They're not going to, factories across LA, where it's packed with illegal immigrants, and they know where they are. I know where they are too, by the way. I used to be a Lyft driver years ago. I dropped off plenty and picked up plenty. I know exactly where they are. And if I know, obviously they know too. They're not going to these places. That's not where they're going. They're taking the public safety threats first before they do any and everything else. And these people know that. They're aware of that and are leaking this stuff Anyways, I'm without words. I'm truly without words, and with all that being said, since I am without words, that does it for today's stream. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today, man. Please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video out on your social media platforms. And also don't forget to follow me on Telegram at TD Media Group. That way you will always get your notifications. You don't have to worry about the games YouTube play with notifications and, oh, they unsubscribe me. You don't have to worry about shadow banning on social media. Oh, I don't get your posts, even though I follow you on Twitter and Facebook or whatever. Telegram. That's where you need to be. The link to my Telegram is in the description box below, and it'll be pinned in the comment section as well once the stream is over. Thank you all for your time. Please hit the like button on your way out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace, and have a great afternoon.